Thank you guys for tuning in to another segment of Outside the Box. I'm your host, Onney, the CEO. And I have one of my best friends, one of my biggest inspiration and motivators in the building. So I want you guys to stay plugged in, tuned in, tapped in, because you're outside the box. Thank you again for being a faithful watcher and listener. I'm your host again, Onney, the CEO. And without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce our next guest tonight. We have Nichole Wilson in the building.
What's up, Onney?
What's going on, girl?
Girl, just doing what we do on these good days.
I'm telling you, just conquering the world.
Yes.
One mission at a time, huh?
That's it.
Now, you are so many things, and you've done so many things. There's no way I could run down your whole entire resume on this show. But I'm going to damn show try.
Okay.
So, but I want you to, I know who you are because you're my personal bestie, but I want the world to know who you are and what all you do. So I want you to give us a little insight into who Nichole Wilson is.
Okay. Well, back in the day, people knew me as Page 8577, and then it turned into a Bliss Gillespie, and now it's Nichole Wilson, which is my name. My mother gave me Nichole as my middle name. I don't want to get y'all the first name. But anyway, the middle name is Nichole Wilson. I am the founder of Autism Moms Rock. I am many things, published author. Of course, we have books together.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know we've worked together on some books. And
We'll talk about that.
yeah, we'll talk about that. I love to write plays. I love to sing. I love to do music that people may say, what is she doing? And then other people be like, that's great. I like to do stuff like
Mama's
that.
titty, baby.
Yeah, that Mama's titty. I got a call about Mama's titty the other day.
Still hitting, man. I'm telling you, got to bring that thing back.
No, everybody keeps saying that's a that ain't old. It's not, it's timeless. So I do that, and of course I have my own magazine, Autism Moms Beautiful magazine, where I talk about stories from different moms and dads and what we go through to motivate us and inspire us to keep getting it, keep doing it, and things like that. So, I do a lot of stuff, but that's just kind of the gist of it. I am Miss Pearland Texas Regency 2020, so I got a lot going on.
You got a lot of brown girl magic just all around the building, and it just it's inspiring because some people believe that it's impossible,
right?
Especially when you start running down with all you do. I'm like, it's more people out there that do that.
It is.
We exist.
Exactly.
It's a few unicorns.
Exactly.
Among us,
Exactly.
So you're definitely one of the unicorns.
Yes.
Hey, brown girl magic. Now, with Autism Moms are beautiful. Because, that's something that I actually hold dear to my heart because I try to, now I'm not directly affected by autism. However, I have friends and loved ones that are. And so even in knowing you, I've been able to be more involved in the community when it comes to autism awareness. But I want to know, what was your driving force behind being a voice for autism awareness?
Well, it started from the first diagnosis of my daughter. Her name is Zenai, Z-E-N-I, with a little asterisk over the I. Zenai, and once the diagnosis took place, it wasn't the fact that I was bothered by the diagnosis. It was more of, wow, my life is going to be different. Wow, she doesn't speak. She can't say words. Oh, so now I have to worry about what's going on with her. So it sends you into a little darkness, a little depression, and then you just don't understand the feeling of it. So then you go out and you meet other moms, and you're like, wow, they're going through the same thing. Like,
right.
Wow, it's a whole bunch of us out here that's going through this. So I felt like, why don't I just create something that will motivate them, inspire them, encourage them? So I opened up, I started a private group on Facebook. That's kind of how it all started, give away some free gifts, something fun. And after that, I started listening to stories of different moms that have children on the spectrum. And 2 stories caught my attention, like, for real. Like, I was like, wow. And one of the stories was Anna Esparza, autism mom who suffered from breast cancer and had 2 on the spectrum. And I think she had stage 3, and she survived it. And then Ashley Viesca, whose son died from drowning visiting his father. So these were both autism moms that, to me, I'm thinking that my life is a struggle. They're dealing with the autism and different things that I'm not dealing with. So I'm like, wow, if we share stories, there could be other people all over the U.S. that can relate to their stories, and we could start a movement to whereas we could talk about whatever we want to talk about. Doesn't matter how we feel about it in a negative way.
Right.
We're not going to get backlash from expressing it. So that was the motivation.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that about you, that you are actually using yourself kind of like a mortar or a vessel, a voice, a light, you know, in that room, because a lot of, you know, autism has been swept under the rug to the point where there's not a lot of resources for the mothers or the parents of autistic children. You know, once the people that are in place that go home and the schools are gone and they're back at home, there's really no escaping having to be constantly on. And so the fact that you're able to maintain that and still manage everything else, I mean, I think it's amazing. I think that when people can see what you're doing on so many different levels and so many different areas of your life, and to still be able to focus, still stay educated. I mean, every time I talk to you, you're going to school for something, you're learning something, you know, so you're a go-getter. And so I feel like it may be some, you know, autism mothers out there that don't even know of your group that need a group to go to hear a voice, and that would be perfect for them to go to Autism Moms Are Beautiful.
Yeah, the private group is Autism Moms Are Beautiful with Nichole Wilson, and then the actual magazine page is AMAB Magazine, Autism Moms Are Beautiful on Facebook. So
yeah, we'll be sure to pull that up so they can definitely see what that looks like. Now, so being a voice for autism moms, how have you been directly impacted by that, your personal life?
You know, it's busy. At first I was like, you know, it wasn't busy, but then you add a magazine to it, and then you add, okay, the emails, the private messages. It could get overwhelming. So what I had to start realizing was that being a voice doesn't mean I have to be the only voice. So I created a committee team of autism moms. If I get messages and I feel like I'm not able to respond to that message, I just pass it on to another autism mom that I can trust to give the best advice and love to that autism mom. So with that movement, as I had to explain to people, I may be the face of Autism Moms Are Beautiful, but I'm not really the only face of Autism Moms Are Beautiful, because I didn't create it for just me to be the one on there. So there's a lot of moms, and they'll tell you, I was sent to you by Nichole, you know, and I put them both on a message together, you know, because I don't have 3 on the spectrum. I have people that have 3 on the spectrum or 2 on the spectrum. I only have 1. So I can't give advice for that. I need to find someone else that can do that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when you decided to branch off and do your magazine, did you have a support team with that?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm just a go-getter anyway. So as I'm moving, I started having just moms, okay, what do you want me to do? You need me to help you with that? And even now, I have autism moms that put articles in there to encourage and uplift and do just different things. And I always tell them, talk about what you want to talk about, because what I feel is uplifting or encouraging. Another person may feel what you're saying is uplifting and encouraging, may think, oh, I ain't trying to hear what she's saying. You know, doesn't matter because I'm Nichole of it. You know, they may go, I don't listen to that, you know. So that's kind of what we do. It's really just a shared thing. You know, I share stories. I've even had situations where we had autism moms living in another state, and she didn't know me from anybody, and we would get donations in, and she was like, I just really need some milk and bread. I didn't know who she was. I was like, what? You know? So I just said, hey, I'll just give you some money out of the fund and send it to you. And I told her, don't post that. I don't need everybody knowing that's because I want to do that, you know, and that's what that's for. So now,
I want to be. I see that you were in exposure. So can you tell me a little bit, how did you become the cover for this magazine?
Okay.
How did you be selected for that?
Well, since it's the actual mental health issue where I'm talking about autism, a friend of mine who's an autism mom is one of the writers in it, and her name is April Green. So she's the creator for the mental health.
Shout out to April Green. I know
April Green. You know April Green, yeah.
Yes.
So April Green is one of my dearest friends, and she is the creative mind behind the mental health part of exposure. It has different categories of exposure. So she wanted to interview, of course, about autism, being a mom, mom and how life is. So of course she's also connected with one of the books as we go further. You know, she's just really a great woman. She's really sweet. Really sweet.
That's so dope. You're also a radio host.
Yes.
Shout out for that. Can I say who you radio?
No, it's fine. Yeah. It's 95.3 Jamz.
95.3, Lord.
Yeah,
Forgive me, 95.3 Jamz.
Yes, 95.3
Now,
Jamz.
how did you get into radio? Because that's that's fun. You're always on there dancing.
I can't help it. I have to. You know how I am about old school.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I went to school to get my master's in leadership, and then I wanted to take some courses in media, you know, and in social media and then media outlets and all kind of different stuff. So I started taking the courses, and then the counselor was like, well, you know, you took these courses, but you know, you only have like 10 left to get a degree in communications. That's just how it wasn't for me to even motivate to do anything. I just wanted to learn something. And so then I said, okay, I wanted to say, okay, well, what can I do? Well, let me go intern, you know, at Al Rucker. You know, I called him up, hey, let me intern at Al Rucker. And then I kind of reached out to 95.3, and I was working with another team of beautiful ladies. And then they branched off to do their own thing. And then they were like, hey, we got this slot open. And I'm like, long as I can do my old school, you know, I don't know nothing about this new stuff. You know, you gotta let me do what I know. Yeah. I was like, fine, you can play with what you like. So I was like, cool. So that's how it came about. It was just real smooth.
Oh, that's dope.
Real smooth. Yeah.
You got to have me on that thing one day.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna take over your set too.
We'll work over that. Work over that. Yes, we can work on that. Yeah.
I've been trying to get you here.
I got to talk to her sometimes so I can be absent, so I can get a good person to just go ahead and do it and cover. I think you'd be good for that.
You sound like me. I'm trying to find a good host that I could trust on the days that I want to travel. I can have somebody come and the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that.
That's right.
Now, you also, I heard you mention that you was Miss Pearland Texas Regency 2020. Yeah. So you all over the place. How did that happen?
You know, I just woke up one day and said, let me just look up pageants, because it was a time that my friend Haley Kiefer had reached out to me. She's an autism mom, and she's done pageants. She's like, hey, you should do this pageant. I was like, girl, I ain't trying to do no pageant right now. I'm tired. That was like the year before. And so finally I was like, you know, I'm going to just see. So I just started typing in stuff, and I just picked them. I just picked it. I don't know nothing about them at that time. I just picked them and sent in the information, and I went to do it, and it was fun. It was a good experience. Would I probably do it again? Probably not. But it was a great experience for what it was.
You went in there and just...
Because I was actually first. Okay. I was first runner-up. I was first runner-up to actually win. Yeah. You know, but I was first runner-up. But it's okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was my first experience, so it was great.
I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. See, still, I'm telling you, just make up in your mind to do it, and you can manifest whatever you set your mind to. Now, these are some autism books here.
Well, one of them is.
Well, one of them is. Yeah. Now, this one is both of them are like bestsellers.
Yes.
And this one, Autism Relationships Matter, and it's a collaborative effort, I see. Can you tell me, like, how did that come about?
Well, again, it goes back to April Green.
Okay.
You know,
shout out to April Green.
She's actually a publisher. So she's in, I forgot where, she's not in Texas, but where she lives, that's kind of like, we just was talking, and she said, can you just put in some thoughts and what goes on with you as an autism mom and something that you've been through? And I was like, cool. You know, not thinking about the fact that she's already had a #1 bestseller book before this. She just kind of does her thing with that when it comes to autism. So it was cool. So I did that with her, and then I moved on to the single parenting edition by Chou Hallegra, who's also known for being a bestseller. She's also great. It was really cool. Talk about what it's like to be a single mom.
Yeah,
you know, we know about that.
And it's not just for autism. It's actually for single moms in general.
Yes, that one is for anyone. Yeah.
Dope. So, what advice can you give someone that has big dreams to do big things, but are dealing with challenges, or maybe mothers? Let's just go back there, because that's where I think you can really relate and give us something different. Mothers that still have goals that they're trying to accomplish, but have a child at home with autism or special needs on any type of spectrum. What advice can you give that mother?
I always tell moms that you should find something that you just like to do. It's not about, okay, I'm going to do this in order to get this, or I'm going to involve myself in that in order to get that. You should just say, you know what, I like making bracelets. I just like making bracelets. Well, make bracelets. And then when you make the bracelets, you know what? Somebody sees the bracelet and want to buy the bracelet. Then you can say, I can sell them. But do what you need to do to help relieve the stress off of you. So I chose to go to school. That was what I chose to do because I'm always reading. I'm always looking at, you know that. I'm always reading something, trying to understand something. So I said, you know what? Why don't I just go to school? People say, well, what are you going to school for? I don't know. I just want to go to school. I feel like it'll make
plethora of information.
Yeah, it just will make
degrees.
me feel better. Right.
You're a walking degree.
I mean, that's it. You know, and the crazy part about it was I never had a degree before that. I never had one. Never was interested in getting one. It was nothing for me to do. But I said, I just want to learn about what it's like to be a leader since everybody keeps saying that's what I am. So you say that's what I am.
I mean, because
I've always been one, yeah.
I didn't start even writing plays until you. I actually acted in two of your plays.
You was in
Submission, Adultery, Disease.
Yes. And Intimidation versus Intimidation.
Yes.
No, you was in Foggy. You was in Foggy too.
We did one at the Hobby.
Hobby was Intimidation versus Intimidation. Changed to Bougie Broken Single.
That's
but
right.
You also you was in something else. You were in something else because you came along.
I was the pregnant chick.
That's it. That was submission, adultery, disease. Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
Sad. I got a call about that one.
Yeah.
Like, when you gonna put that back out? I was like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for you. And then, so now, that was like 10 years prior to us actually writing our own project together and having it at the Ensemble Theater. So,
yeah. What's
I have to give you your flowers while you here, girl.
Yeah, girl.
This is who got me into writing plays, y'all.
It was so funny because I remember when I had Onney on the set, and I said it was kind of like I was picking people based off of just who they were.
Yeah.
They vibe with me. You know, I picked Sav. You know, I vibe with Sav and different people. And I just remember you always made me laugh because y'all have to understand Onney is an artist as well. So her artistry was like, okay, wait, we're going to do this. Now, when we do this, how we doing this? So she taught me how to explain things a little bit more clear because I would throw something out and just be like, no, you should understand what I'm saying. She's like, no, I need you to explain what you want me to do from here to here to there. But that's why I tell people all the time.
That was directing.
And you can learn from each other. You know, it doesn't matter what position you're in. Because I didn't realize how much I would just throw out this direction. And everybody's like, okay, she gonna blow if we don't do this or whatever. And they be like, nah, I'm gonna ask. I don't have time to be confused. I'm not gonna be confused. You know.
One time I gave you a suggestion and you gave me that look.
I did like this. Not today.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were just like, well, I'm just saying, you know, I don't understand what okay, you're right. True. You're right. Let me change that. Yeah.
So I mean, we done so much together. We actually wrote 2 books.
Yes.
What is a Selfish Baby Mama? What is a Selfish Baby Daddy? And those books are not to talk about anybody or downplay anybody.
Because some of y'all was sensitive with that. And I'm like, how you take it personal?
In selfish situations that happen in co-parenting environments, period. Sometimes we be selfish, man, you know.
Yeah, you know. I've been selfish.
We be mad and sometimes, you know.
It's just like that.
So we actually, you know, interview real people, real, you know, real scenarios.
Exactly.
It's in story form. So it's a bunch of short stories in there. But yeah, check it out.
We had some fun with it. And we also did a play together for it. We wrote like some little scripts together for it. So and it was at the Ensemble.
Awesome. We had some, Miss Marie Brown, Marquise, Shioma. I don't even want to just start naming nobody because I don't want to forget, but it was a sold out. I mean, it was so nice. We could do that again.
Yeah.
One of these good old days when Corona, you know,
decides to say, I'm done with Texas. Yeah. How about that when I'm done with Texas?
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to go back to our normal, but we'll find a way.
Have to try,
even if we got to go virtual with some stuff, okay? Because that's the new way now. Everybody's going virtual. That's the new way.
It's just not the same feeling, though. It's not the same feeling to me as going to a play or going to, you know, even though it's going to be the new norm. It's just that feeling when you get dressed up and you get in your car, you pull up the valet, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you get out, dress start flowing and stuff, and you, let me get this ticket, thank you. Yeah. You know, you walk in and you just can't wait for it to just start, you know? Right. Now I got to just do this. I can put on some pajamas and look crazy. And I can just watch it, you know? That's not cool, you know what I mean?
So
not for me.
Do you have any projects that you're currently working on that's going to be released soon?
Well, the current upcoming magazine, I'm so excited, is going to have Miss Selena Johnson. You guys know her as a singer, actress, co-host for Sister Circle. She's going to be on the cover of the magazine.
Ooh,
so
shout out to that.
I know, child. I'm so excited about that. I also have.
You manifested that. I just want to say this.
I did.
I remember maybe 2.5 years ago, you were like, I want to eventually get Selena Johnson. And the fact that you're saying it again, it's just like, oh man, I love it. You got to be. Words are so powerful, and not just words, but intention behind them, because you still, you built your group, Autism Moms Are Beautiful is also a brand, because when people see AMAB, they can associate it with you. Right. They know that it's a safe environment, of mothers. I've seen a lot of my friends there, and they still, man, I remember, I still go to that page.
Exactly.
And I think one of my leasing agents from an apartment I lived in a few years ago, I sent her, and she has 2 autistic children, and she's well a part of the group. So yeah, I'm just grateful for everything that you've taught me. Matter of fact, you was the one that made me make my company legit.
I did. I was like, come on now, you got
I was walking around here with a DBA publishing company, and we were finna write.
We're not doing that.
2 books together, and she was like, "We not putting nothing out till you do this right. You do this legit.
I'm gonna need you to get
you
this
get your corporation right. You get your paperwork right. You get your EIN." I mean, she made me handle my business, and so I thank you, because that right there was a reciprocal relationship.
Right.
We both got something out of that. We still getting something out of it. We still going and growing. It ain't over.
It's not
like
done.
Dante, he can say we good forever.
Always. Everlasting. Everlasting.
So you have the magazine. Now, how often does Autism Moms Are Beautiful magazine, how does that work if they want to subscribe to it?
It's every quarter. It's a lot of work to do a magazine. So it's quarterly issue, and you can subscribe at www.amabeautiful.org or amabmagazine.com.
Okay.
It's right there. As soon as you open it up, it's the first link.
Okay, so I have the website up. Let's get the website up. We have AMAB. Yeah, AMAbeautiful.org. That's what I have there.
Yeah.
So they can go there. They can actually subscribe there.
Yeah, definitely they can subscribe, and it's not a high fee, but we also do articles from other people like Dads. We're gonna have Mr. Miguel Ruiz Jr., Don Miguel Ruiz. He's actually the son of Miguel Ruiz.
Okay.
So, and I hope I'm saying that right, because I always throw the Don in there because he has another child too, but they're all inspirational writers. But he's Junior. Okay. So Junior has a child with autism.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm interviewing him, and I'm also interviewing one of my favorites from Mob Wives, Renee.
Okay.
You remember Renee? Yeah, I reached out to her because I think her story is so great. So she's going to also be in the magazine. And Dominic Hammond, also the violinist from Houston, is going to be to the interview with him.
Yeah, I want to meet him.
Yeah, he's just, every time I watch him, I just be like, wow, this dude is like so phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I felt like, wow, that'll be a great issue, because the upcoming issue is about music and artsy things and creative things. So that's the actual part of that magazine. And then my song, I have a new song going to be coming out.
Okay.
So it's not ready yet, but it's almost ready, and it's called Beautiful. So
all right.
Yeah.
We just got stuff mixing everywhere. And if they want to tune into your show on the radio, what times are you?
It's the show is called Let's Dive In, because I'm always diving into old school music.
Okay.
So Let's Dive In every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Just make sure you download the 95.3 Jamz app so you can hear me, and then I go live on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, that's dope. See? Oh, this brown girl magic. Well, I also want to remind them that you have a Facebook page that they can join, follow, which is the Autism Moms Are Beautiful magazine page. Right. Make sure you guys go and like that page. And then we also have an Instagram that they can go like. And sometimes you post, motivational quotes and, just updates there that they can also like and follow. Yeah. And then I want to remind our viewers that we are on multiple platforms. You can find us anywhere and everywhere. We're on Google Play, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, SoundCloud, and for now you can find us on Facebook under Onney the CEO. So find a platform that works for you, subscribe, like, and follow. And I want to thank you again, Nichole, for coming on the show and just spreading all your magic. Keep on being a light in a dark room. Keep being an inspiration, using yourself as a vessel, because you are definitely inspiring people that you don't even know are paying attention. So I love you and thank you.
I love you too, Mama.
All right. Well, that seemed like that's a show. You are now outside the box, and we're out.
When do you want me to come in? Okay.
Who am I? Catch yourself. Autism mom, doing her best. Get no sleep, always stressed. You wonder why I can't stop by. Cause your face makes a frown. Just my child, having a meltdown. Now you know why I don't wanna come around. Children bully and they tease, cracking jokes about my baby. Wanna tell me what to do as a mommy, but who are you? Take a step in my world, challenges my baby girl. I want acceptance, she's unique. Equal rights, fulfill her needs. I'm an autism mom and I rock. I keep going cause I can't stop. I got therapy, ARDs, IEPs, sensory. Child is picky, mama's busy. Friends are iffy, signing with me. This world is cruel, they don't care. Every day I battle with school teachers, principals, specialists, directors, and this person, that ain't no support. You be amazed. OTs, STs, and PTs need to do more than 15 minutes a week. Let me speak. No patience and it's got me losing sleep. Can't get no sleep. I'm autism mom and I rock. I keep going cause I can't stop. I got therapy, ARDs, IEPs, sensory. Child is picky, mama's busy. Friends are iffy, signing with me. I'm autism mom and I rock. I keep going cause I can't stop. I got therapy, ARDs, IEPs, sensory. Child is picky, mama's busy. Friends are iffy, signing with me.
Instead of staring at pulling your phones out to feel while our kids are having a meltdown, labeling us as bad parents all over the internet, and writing songs making fun of people with disabilities, have a little compassion. If you want to know the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum, I'll tell you. We have a big issue with trust. Most of our babies are nonverbal and we have long waiting lists for services, a lot of paperwork. Some folks just don't care, but we only want what's best for our babies, and the school district label us that mama causing trouble, mama causing trouble, mama.
See,
I'm sending love to all the awesome autism moms.
I keep going cause I can't stop. I got therapy, IEPs, sensory. Child is picky, mama's busy. Friends are iffy, signing with me. I'm an autism mom and I rock. I keep going cause I can't stop. Hey, just time, 3 times, so stressed, hard pressed,
Tony Braxton,
through the night, but it's gonna be alright.
Lisa Duff, Jacqueline Rita, just to name a few.
I keep going cause I can't stop. I got therapy,
all autism moms that rock,
IEP, sensory. Child is picky, mama's busy. Family's iffy, playing with me. I'm an autism mom and I rock. I keep going cause I can't stop. Can't get no me time, 3 times, so stressed, hard pressed, no sleep through the night, but it's gonna be alright.